The old year was turning brown, the west wind was calling. Tom caught a beechen leaf in the forest falling. I've caught a happy day blown me by the breezes. Why wait till morrow year? I'll take it when me pleases. This day I'll mend my boat and journey as it chances, west down the withy stream, following my fancies. Little bird sat on twig. Willow, Tom, I heed you. Have a guess where your fancies lead you. Shall I go, bring him word to meet you? No names you tell tale, or I'll skin and eat you. Babbling in every ear things that don't concern you. If you tell Willow Man where I've gone, I'll burn you, roast you on a willow spit. That'll end your prying. Willow Wren cocked her tail, piped as she went flying. Catch me first, no names are needed. I'll perch on his hither ear, the message will be heeded. Down by Mythe, I'll say, just as sun is sinking. Hurry up, that's the time for drinking. Tom laughed to himself. Maybe then I'll go there. I might go by other ways, but today I'll row there. He shaved oars, patched his boat, from hidden creek he hauled her, through reed and sallow brake, under leaning alder. Then down the river went, singing silly sallow, flow withy willow stream over deep and shallow. Wee, Tom Bombadil, whither you be going? Bobbing in a cockle boat down the river rowing. Maybe to Brandywine along the withy windle. Maybe friends of mine fire for me will kindle. Down by the haze end, little folk I know there, kind at the day's end, now and then I go there. Take word to my kin, bring me back their tidings, tell me of diving pools and the fishes' hidings. Nay then, said Bombadil, I am only rowing, just to smell the water like, not on errands going. Tee-hee, Cocky Tom, mind your tub don't founder. Look out for willow snags, I'd laugh to see you flounder. Talk less, Fisher Blue, keep your kindly wishes. Fly off and preen yourself with your bone of fishes. Gaylord on your bow, at home at dirty Violet, living in a sloven house, though your breast be scarlet. I've heard a fisher bird's beak in air a-dangling, to show how the wind is set, that's an end of angling. The king's fisher shut his beak, winked his eye a-singing. Tom passed under bow, flash, then he went winging. Dropped down jewel-blue a feather, and Tom caught it gleaming in a sun-ray. A pretty gift, he thought. He stuck it in his tall hat, the old feather casting. Blue now for Tom, he said, a merry hue and lasting. Rings swirled round his boat, he saw the bubbles quiver. Tom slapped his oar, smack, at a shadow in the river. Hoosh, Tom Bombadil, 'tis long since last I met you. Turned water boatman, eh? What if I upset you? What? Why, Whisker lad, I'd ride you down the river. My fingers on your back would set your hide a-shiver. Pish, Tom Bombadil, I'll go and tell my mother. Call all your kin to come, father, sister, brother. Tom's gone mad as a coot, with wooden legs he's paddling, down withy windled stream, an old tub a-straddling. I'll give your otter fell to Barrow-wights. They'll tore you, then smother you in gold rings. Your mother, if she saw you, she'd never know her son, unless 'twas be a whisker. Nay, don't tease old Tom, until you be far brisker. Whoosh, said Arthur Lad, river water spraying over Tom's hat and all, set the boat a-swaying. Dived down under it, and by the bank lay peering, till Tom's merry song faded out of hearing. Old Swan of Elvet Isle sailed past him proudly, gave Tom a black look, snorted at him loudly. Tom laughed. You old cob, do you miss your feather? Give me a new one then, the old was worn by weather. Could you speak a fair word, I would love you dearer. Long neck and dumb throat, but still a haughty sneerer. If one day the king returns, in upping he may take you, brand your yellow bill, and less lordly make you. Old Swan huffed his wings, hissed and paddled faster. In his wake bobbing on Tom went rowing after. Tom came to Withy Weir, down the river rushing, foamed into Windle Reach, a bubbling and a splashing, bore Tom over stones spinning like a windfall, bobbing like a bottle cork, to the high that grinned wall. Hoy! Here's a Woodman Tom with his billy beard on, laughed all the little folk of Haysend on Bredon. Where, Tom, we'll shoot you dead with our bows and arrows. We don't let forest folk nor boggies from the barrows cross over Brandywine by cockle boat nor ferry. Fie, little farbellies, don't ye make so merry. I've seen hobbit folk digging holes to hide 'em, frightened if a horny goat or badger eyed 'em, afeard of the moony beams, their own shadows shunning. I'll call the orcs on you, that'll send you running. You may call Woodman Tom, and you can talk your beard off, 3 arrows in your hat you were not afeard of. Where would you go now, if for beer you're making? The barrels ain't deep enough in Bredon for your slaking. Away over Brandywine by Shireborn I'd be going, but too swift for Cockleboat the river now is flowing. I'd bless little folk that took me in their wherry, wish them evenings fair and mornings merry. Red flowed the Brandywine, with flame the river kindled, as sun sank beyond the shire, and then to grey it dwindled. My steps empty stood, none was there to greet him. Silent the causeway lay, said Tom, a merry meeting. Tom stumped along the road, as the light was failing. Rushy lamps gleamed ahead, he heard a voice him hailing. Whoa there! Pony stopped, wheels halted sliding. Tom went plodding past, never looked beside him. Ho there, beggar man, tramping in the marish. What's your business here, hat all stuck with arrows? Someone's warned you off, caught you off your sneaking. Come here, tell me now what is it you're seeking? Shire ale, I'll be bound, though you've not a penny. I'll bid them lock their doors, and then you won't get any. Well, well, muddy feet, from one that's late for meeting, away back by the Mythes, that's a surly greeting. You old farmer fat, that cannot walk for wheezing, cart drawn like a sack ought to be more pleasing. Pennywise tub on legs, a beggar can't be chooser, or else I'd bid you go, and you would be the loser. Come, Maggot, help me up, a tankard now you owe me. Even in cockshut light an old friend should know me. Laughing they drove away, in Rushy never halting, though the inn open stood and they could smell the malting. They turned down Maggot's lane, rattling and bumping, Tom in the farmer's cart, dancing round and jumping. Stars shone on Bamfalong, and Maggot's house was lighted. Fire in the kitchen burned to welcome the benighted. Maggot's sons bowed at door, his daughters did their curtsy. His wife brought tankards out for those that might be thirsty. Songs they had and merry tales, the supping and the dancing. Goodman Maggot there for all his belt was prancing. Tom did a hornpipe when he was not quaffing. Daughters did the springle ring, good wife did the laughing. When others went to bed in hay, fern or feather, close in the ingle nook, they laid their heads together, old Tom and Muddy Feet, swapping all the tidings, from Barrow Downs to Tower Hills, of walkings and of ridings, of wheat ear and barley corn, of sowing and of reaping, queer tales from Bree, and talk at Smithy Mill and Cheaping, rumours of whispering trees, south wind in the larches, tall watchers by the ford, shadows on the marches. Old Maggot slept at last in chair beside the embers. Ere dawn Tom was gone, as dream one half remembers. Some merry, some sad, and some of hidden warning. None heard the door unlocked, a shower of rain at morning. His footsteps washed away at Mythe, he left no traces. At Hayes End they heard no song, nor sound of heavy paces. 3 days his boat lay by the Hythe at Grindwall, and then one morn was gone back up Withy Windle. Out of folk, hobbits said, came by night and loosed her, dragged her over weir, and upstream they pushed her. Out from Elvid Isle old Swan came sailing, and beak took her, painter up the water trailing. Drew her proudly on, otter swam beside her, round old Willowman's crooked route to guide her. The king's fisher pushed on bow, on thwart the wren was singing, medley the cockle boat homeward they were bringing. To Tom's Creek they came at last. Otter lad said, "Wish now, what a coot without his legs, or a finless fish now." Oh, silly sallow willow stream, the oars they'd left behind them. Long they lay at Grindwall Hythe for Tom to come and find them.